This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspected robbers nabbed in St. Catherine. The Shady Grove police are reporting that 2 suspected robbers were arrested in Shady Grove, St. Catherine on Tuesday. It is reported that about 7:50 a.m., men traveling in a Nissan Tida motor car reportedly robbed persons in the Hewatton area and were traveling along the Sandy Grove main road when the vehicle was intercepted by the police. The men tried to escape and the vehicle crashed, according to the police. They then reportedly exited the vehicle, opened gunfire at the police, and fled into the area. With the assistance of the Point Hill police and the Linseed police, the area was searched and 2 men suspected to be among the robbers were caught. The police say one of the men had gunshot injuries and was taken to hospital where he was admitted under police guard. Manchester taxi operator in bludgeoning case remanded. Court orders psychiatric evaluation. Taxi operator Nuckland Scott, who was on Monday charged for attempted murder after he bludgeoned another cabbie last Thursday, was this morning remanded when he appeared before the Manchester Parish Court and was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. It is reported that Scott and the complainant, who were both parked on the Caledonia Road in the vicinity of the Mandeville Regional Hospital, had a dispute over a passenger. The dispute quickly escalated, which saw Scott hitting the complainant multiple times with a wooden instrument and then proceeded to run him over with his car. The complainant reportedly suffered multiple injuries and was rushed to the hospital. The prosecution told the court that the complainant remains in a serious but stable condition and will require specialist treatment outside of the facility. The prosecution strongly objected to a bail application, citing that Scott was earlier charged with unlawful wounding when he punched an elderly passenger following a dispute over taxi fare. The accused, who received a station bail following that incident, was characterized as a danger to individuals if released. He is being represented by attorney Norman Godfrey and is set to return to court Monday, September 6. Doctors struggling to keep up as COVID-19 patient load increases. The Jamaica Medical Doctors Association says some of its members are struggling to keep up with the increased patient load amid the latest surge in COVID-19 cases. JMDA President Dr. Mindy Fitz-Henley told the news that a number of the members have not been able to take a break since the second wave of the pandemic and are suffering from burnout. Dr. Fitz-Henley expressed concern, especially for doctors at the University Hospital of the West Indies, which reported on Tuesday that it has run out of space for COVID-19 patients. However, she noted that while they remain under pressure, the doctors are doing their best to try and take care of all patients that come in. There are 210 people currently hospitalized with COVID-19 in Jamaica. 35 patients are in critical condition. Dr. Fitz-Henley has appealed for Jamaicans to follow the protocols to limit the spread of COVID-19 as well as to get vaccinated. Triple murder in Stony Hill, St. Andrew. 3 persons were shot and killed by gunmen in the Stony Hill area of Upper St. Andrew on Wednesday afternoon. Reports are that about 1:30 p.m., a group of men was at a premises when gunmen invaded the space. Several explosions were heard and soon after, the criminals were seen leaving the premises. The police were called and 3 men were subsequently found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital where they all were pronounced dead. 2 other persons who also reportedly came under the gun attack were said to have managed to escape. More details to follow. St. Anne man under investigation following mother's death. A 26-year-old man is under investigation following the death of his mother in St. Anne. The man, who has been identified as Daniel Campbell, was charged last week with the offense of wounding after his mother, 60-year-old Glasgow Campbell, was admitted to hospital in serious condition. Mrs. Campbell died on Tuesday. Investigators are awaiting the results of an autopsy. It was reported that on July 28, Mrs. Campbell and her son were at home in Benin Brownstown when a dispute developed over money. Mr. Campbell allegedly used a stone to hit his mother in the head. St. Anne woman charged for murder of common-law husband. 25-year-old Chrisania McIntosh has been charged for the murder of her common-law husband Orlando Webb. The 46-year-old security guard was shot dead at his house in Bretonville, St. Anne on Wednesday, July 28. The police report that shortly after 6 a.m., residents heard explosions and alerted them. On their arrival, Webb was found inside his bathroom with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. McIntosh was taken into custody. She was subsequently charged after being interviewed in the presence of her attorney. Her court date is being finalized. Dehydrated Haitian boaters turn up in Portland. 4 Haitian fishermen who landed in Buff Bay on Tuesday were severely dehydrated and appear to be malnourished, the Portland police have reported. The men are being treated and held at an undisclosed facility in the parish. Portland police and civic officials have been on the lookout for Haitian boaters in the wake of the assassination of that country's president on July 7 in the capital Port-au-Prince. Deputy Superintendent of Police Troyville Horton disclosed that the fishermen reportedly suffered mechanical difficulty at sea. We have learned that they were out fishing when their small boat developed engine problems, and so they drifted for days, probably without food and water. They also encountered rough and choppy sea conditions while they were fishing, and so they drifted for days and afterwards ended up in our waters on the coast of Spring Gardens in Buff Bay, Horton told the news. The Haitians reportedly indicated to 2 men on the beach that they were stranded at sea and were drifting for 10 days. They were first spotted by Roderick Hunter, a resident of Spring Gardens. Hunter said the men were spotted alighting from the small fishing boat shortly before 6 a.m. They were suffering badly, man, but them come up and my little brethren give them some tea and bread to eat, Hunter told the news. They had dead fish on the boat and it was stink. They also had fishing lines and there were empty gasoline bottles. The 4 men were later handcuffed and transported by the police to a holding area where they underwent a medical test and were treated by health officials. Farmer gunned down at shop in St. Anne. A farmer was shot and killed by a gunman in his community of Charlestown in St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne on Tuesday. The deceased is 37-year-old Glendon Sterling, otherwise called the Boss. According to the police's corporate communications unit, reports are that at 8:30 p.m., Sterling was sitting at a shop in his community when he was pounced upon by a lone gunman who opened fire, hitting him. Sterling was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. When contacted for an update on the case on Wednesday, head of the St. Anne Police, Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, said that no breakthrough had yet been made into the killing. However, he noted that investigations were ongoing into the incident. 96 new COVID-19 cases, 4 more fatalities. Jamaica has recorded 4 more COVID-19 fatalities, pushing the tally to 1,207. Those who have died are a 66-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 80-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 66-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 73-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew. Meanwhile, there were 96 new cases, with ages ranging from 3 to 87 years, pushing the total to 53,609, with 4,968 being active. Of the new cases, 49 are women and 47 are men. Kingston and St. Andrew dominate the new cases, with 37 being recorded, followed by St. James with 14, and then St. Catherine with 13. A total of 1,182 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate stands at 13.5%. In the meantime, there were 23 more recoveries, increasing the total to 47,101. Some 215 persons are in hospital, with 52 being moderately ill and 34 critically ill. 7 persons are in government quarantine, while 48,224 are at home. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.